Hey friend, I want to encourage you to stop feeding the weeds in your life. Recently, I've got this tomato garden here and this plant sprouted up. And it looks a lot like my tomato plants. I just thought maybe it was a variation of tomato plants. So I started feeding it and watering it, and I gave it prime real estate in the garden. I even put this little support system up for it. And then it began to grow, and I noticed a difference between this plant and those tomato plants. And the biggest difference is this one doesn't produce any fruit. Light bulb moment for me. I did a little plant ID in this app that I have and recognized that this is a weed. Guys, I have been feeding and nurturing and allowing a weed to take up space in my garden for too long. And I wonder if the same is for you. I wonder if there's some thoughts that you've been allowing to take up prime real estate in your mind that are just weeds. They don't produce any good fruit. I wonder if there's relationships that are draining and they don't produce any fruit, and it's time to set up some boundaries on those relationships. I wonder if there's some beliefs that you've been believing that sound kind of like the truth, but there's something slightly different, and they're not following those beliefs are not producing any fruit in your life. The Bible says you will know a tree by its fruit. Hey guys, I know now this is a weed because it's lacking fruit. And I wonder if it's time for you to rip up some weeds in your life, in your mind, in your schedule, in your daily habits. And maybe it's that mindless scrolling that you do every day. It's taking up space in your schedule, and it's taking up your mental energy, and it's time to stop it. Maybe there's another habit that's just taking up time in your day that doesn't produce fruit. Maybe there's a belief that you've been believing. Maybe there's advice that you've been taking that sounds like good advice, but if you look at that person's life, it doesn't produce the fruit that you want in your life. It's time to stop taking that advice. Or maybe there's a calling on your life, and you've been allowing these lies, this insecurity that you can't ever do anything good and you're just too messed up to ever fulfill a call on your life. Listen, God doesn't call the equipped, He equips the called, and you are called and chosen to do something that only you can do uniquely for God. And maybe it's time to stop allowing these weeds to take up space. Guys, this weed, it's getting pulled today. And I encourage you to do the same. Stop feeding the weeds in your life. God bless.